That Bama said on his social media, so that everybody could see, I'm not going on no vacation where I ain't doing nothing. Vacation over, cancel, deleted. Welcome to Receiving Related. This is your first time here. That clap was very loud. I'm sorry if you got your AirPods on. My bad. It just was really, really loud, wasn't it? I'm so sorry. But welcome to Receiving Related. This is your first time here. My bad. My name is Tara Walker. I'm so glad you clicked on this episode for story time. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber and or a returning visitor, hey y'all, hey. So now we are getting very, very close to the time that I am to return to Jamaica to see my narcissistic boyfriend. That I wasn't calling a narcissist at the time. He was just the love of my life. We were talking about actually around this time. Yeah, because it was, I think I was supposed to go back maybe like a week before or maybe 2 weeks before. And so now this is August. So we are definitely in this relationship or whatever you want to call it. And so I'm really, really, really liking him. I'm counting down. Oh God, it was y'all, I was counting down the days. I remember his sister laughed at me one time and she was like, yeah, me and her girlfriend. Okay, we was laughing at you. We was laughing when you was counting down because I was putting it on the stories, on my stories, just counting because I was remember, I'm only putting stuff on WhatsApp. I'm not sharing none of this on my Instagram. I ain't sharing none of this on my Facebook. And see, that's a key thing right there. If you even feel like you gotta even like keep something private so everybody else can see, not saying that, you know what I'm saying, because in a positive situation, it is good that you keep your stuff private because you got monitoring spirits, you got witches. But that's not why I was doing it. I was doing it because I ain't want nobody that I know in my business. I'm talking about other people that I know, except for the one girl that I already knew in my business. You know what I'm saying? So I was just keeping it every communication with him over on WhatsApp, right? And so, like I said, I never changed my relationship status or nothing like that on Facebook or Instagram or whatever. So, yeah, so we're like really like in the thick of it's almost time for me to go. And now remember, I told you I paid for my own flights there, paid for the whole Airbnb. I also mentioned in this last episode, if you haven't watched it, please go back and watch it, or please just start from the first episode, okay? But I mentioned in the last episode how close I was with the family. I knew everybody. The only person I hadn't talked to was the girlfriend's girlfriend, okay? But she knew who I was and I knew who she was, okay? Because the sister run her mouth. So, like I used to talk on, like I said, I used to talk on the phone with the sister. Me and the sister had each other's number. We text each other. The best friend. He has a best friend who's a chef, and he cooks authentic. He's a Jamaican, like a Jamaican. And I say that not like my other, not like the boyfriend wasn't a Jamaican, but my boyfriend at the time, he spoke English very, very well. That if I didn't meet him in Jamaica, I wouldn't think that he was Jamaican. Like he speaks crisp, clear English. But he said he learned how to speak like that when he went to college. He said he went to college for a while. I don't know how long. But he said that's how his English got good over there. Now his sister spoke good English as well too. But the friend, he was definitely no. He spoke English, but it wasn't as good as them. Like sometimes had to be like, hold up, what he say? But anyway, like I said, I was in touch with all of them. The friend liked me. He talked. That whole situation with the girl. I talked to the friend too, and I asked her. I said, I need you to tell me straight up, what's going on. Of course, the friend gonna lie for his best friend, and of course, I believed him. The sister played her case. She said once she found out she was blocked, and when I unblocked her and we had a conversation, just so you know kind of how I came back to accepting him, she said she went to him and she was like, I'm not going to say his name. She was like, Sam, what did you do That's the name I made up for him. What you do? Tara blocked me. What did you do? And she told me that, and she said you know what happened. And then I talked to the friend, and he said, we gonna call him Sean. That's not his name. We're gonna call him Sean. And Sean said, you know, he pled his case, and he said the girlfriend was crazy. That's what he said. He said the girlfriend was crazy. She was very possessive, lunatic type person. She lying. Oh, that was their number one. But why wouldn't they be coached by him? You know what I'm saying? Of course they know what to say to make me to forgive him again, because I'm the American chick from the States. Okay? For whatever reason, I don't know if I was looked at as a gold mine or just looked at as somebody that could just master manipulate, or maybe both. And I'm rich by no means, but definitely had a job, my own house, and I was single, you know, with no kids. But for whatever reason, you know, they claimed to like really, really like me. And I met him too. I met him when I went back. So anyway, so I just wanted to kind of give you a little more understanding of how I pulled him back in, because everybody vouched for him or whatever and said that the girl was crazy. So that's how we got back in touch. But I was at work and I used to, when I was in undergrad, I was still in undergrad at this time. I didn't have this office set. My husband set this up when we got married. So I didn't have an office space for an office back then. And so I used to do my homework and stuff downstairs on the couch, and it was just terrible because, you know, it was terrible for my back. So what I would do sometimes is I would sneak and go to work and use my computer. I'm sorry, but I got the degree now. But and use my work computer, because nobody was there in my office, and use my work computer to do my assignments and do my papers and stuff like that. I did that very often, probably almost like every other week. And so after I had did this paper, you know, submitted or assignment, whatever I did, I got in the car to go home, and I seen his status message on WhatsApp. So his status message, that's what it is. It's, you could post stories and you could post status messages. Okay, so just to make that clear over there. And he made this big old huge capital letters announcement. I ain't going on no vacation just not to do nothing. So what happened was we had a conversation either that morning or that evening before. And I told him that my funds wasn't that much. I had already paid for the way to get there, and already paid for the Airbnb. The friend, remember I said he's an authentic chef, volunteered to come over and cook for us too, so that not only could I have like authentic Jamaican, which was good. Now that I can't listen. I ain't gonna lie. Okay, the Bama could throw, oh my God. Come back to here in the States, man. Okay, but anyway, we already agreed that he would cook and stuff like that, so we wouldn't have. So I would have to spend so much money going out. Now we did go out, maybe like twice, but for the majority of the nights that I was there, his friend cooked. Right? As a matter of fact, I bought I sent him the money in the way that they do their money. I forgot the app, but I sent the money to get groceries and stuff like that. Then when I came, but anyway. I had already done so much, and so it was like, why you can't contribute to our excursions or things of that nature and stuff like that? You know what I'm saying? I'm coming. I did all this, got the place. You know what I'm saying? Pay for me to get there, round trip. You ain't offer none of that. You know what I'm saying? Why you can't at least, and this was our, it wasn't an argument, but this was our conversation. Like, why you can't at least contribute to what we do? You know what I'm saying? Or destinations or excursions or whatever, you know, activities. And so, because he's a whole narcissist, and not only did he want me to see his status message, he wanted everybody that knew what was going on and that I was coming, because he told, you know what I'm saying, of course, you know, the girlfriend knew, of course, and he told his other friends and stuff. So everybody know who I am. Everybody know that he's getting ready to go on vacation. I'm coming and all of that, because I said he put everything on WhatsApp, which is their social media, okay, at the time. And so I was heated when I saw it, because I was like, It's not only just what he said. Now that's number one. That is key. But that he put it on there. Why do you have to put our personal business for the world to see? When I tell y'all, it's like, you know them cartoons with the smoke coming out the ear? Literally living one of them real life episodes like that day. Like, I was heated. So who do I call? If you didn't guess it, you should guess it if you already been following along. I call Anthony the bestie, right? Because remember, we're in touch. You know, we don't talk, we don't text every day, but we do talk and text. I said, I need to talk to you. I need to vent. I need to meet you somewhere. Are you free? Now, unbeknownst to me, he told me he used to, outside of his job, he was already a apprentice. He was an apprentice for a plumbing company. So he already had a 9 to 5 that he worked very hard for. He was really good at what he did, well, you know, his background in plumbing. But he used to ref for, I don't know if it's called Little League, but, you know, for the young people that play football and stuff like that, or basketball. He used to ref on the weekends. So he had just came back from a game, dog tired. But you know what he said? Where we going? Say less, where we meeting up at? Ain't had no, I'm tired. I just got in the house. I don't know. Can we talk about it on the phone? He said, where we going? So I was like, I just do something, a place that I felt would it'll be a little neutral for the both of us. Because I'm coming from Baltimore. He's coming from PG County. So we went somewhere in PG County, but it wasn't right around the corner for him. And of course, it wasn't around the corner for me. And it was Dave and Buster's over there. If anybody familiar with PG County, over there, the one over there, I think it's Capitol Heights or Largo or whatever. I think Largo. I think that's what it is. Anyway, that's where we met up at. And so I got there a little bit before him, and he came and sat down, and he just let me pour it out. I just told him everything, you know what I'm saying, about this dude. I'm telling him all the way up until that day of what happened. And he's just sitting there watching, because my husband, anybody can tell you, he's a very good listener. He's a very good listener. And so he's sitting there, well, I would know this later, while he was sitting there watching me, but he had like a little tiny little smile on his face, because he makes fun of my lips. He says I don't have no lips. But anyway, but he was still listening, y'all, so you know. But and he just was like, why are you allowing him to treat you like that? And I was like, I don't know. Now mind you, as I'm talking, my phone is beside me. When I tell you, because I forgot to tell you that, I cussed him out. I didn't just bomb him. I cussed him out. The narcissist. From here to Kathmandu. Right? And it was like maybe a 2-minute long, because I think everything that he was making me upset about up until that time just like came out. Because I just was like, how dare you? You are the most I told him, I was like, you are the most because see, now the narcissist has manifested. It wasn't manifesting. It has manifested now. Okay. Through this summer now, I didn't figure out who this dude, and I had went through some stuff. I had went through some other things that summer too that happened at this church I was going to. He was very, very non-supportive with that. He just was anything that I was outside of this, right? Anything that I was upset with, and I would come to him and vent to him about, he took the other people's side, no matter what the situation was. And you know, so he told me to get over something. Oh my goodness. But Anthony, listened to every word and sat there and told me, he was like, you are a queen. From then on, from that time that we met up, he would call me a queen the entire time. And he was like, you are a queen, and you don't deserve anything less, to be treated any way less. Why are you putting up with this dude, this gump, this, you know, because that's what we call people back in the day. Bama is our main word, right? Like, why are you putting up with? And he was absolutely right. There was, I couldn't fight it, nothing. I'm just sitting there like, I don't know, man. I mean, I love him. Like, But he's like, but Anthony's trying to tell me like that's not love. Like he's not only is he speaking to me, but it really too, obviously too, it's the Holy Spirit speaking through him. He don't realize it. Okay, I know that now. But it was also the Holy Spirit speaking through him too when he would talk to me, because it wouldn't be the last that he would have to coach me and you know, and encourage me about myself. So, but as we're talking, my phone, because I had already left him, remember I told you I left him this voicemail. My phone was blowing up. I had it on vibrate, but he called me 11 times. And me and Anthony was at that restaurant. I know a good, and he paid for it too. He paid for everything. I know we had drinks. I think we had hors d'oeuvres, and I think we had a meal. I don't think we got no desserts or nothing like that. We was there for a minute, and then we talked. So I'm gonna say like at least a couple hours or so. We was there for a minute, and so he was, the whole time that we was there, that Bama was, I wouldn't answer the phone. So now he getting scared, cause see, I've never not answered the phone for him. And never not answered the phone for him, and I didn't until I got home. I think I didn't call him, and if it wasn't when I got home, it wasn't until the next day. But I think I might have returned his call, or his text maybe when I got home. So Anthony had walked me to my car, and he gave me a hug. He gave me another kiss on the cheek. And he would later tell me that he wanted to kiss me on my lips, but he said he didn't know if I would return a favor, and then he didn't want to be disrespectful. But he didn't. For him, the dude because he wasn't no real man to him because of how he was treating me. So he didn't care anyway. But no, he said he wanted to be respectful. He would tell me that later, which I thought was very cool that, you know, he was keeping it respectful. And so yeah, that's it for this episode. Yeah, the narcissist had manifested. And when I finally, let me just tell you, when I called him back or whatever, and I just, you know, I went on, he was like, and he said, I didn't. But first he said, that's what it was, where he was still, the narcissist was still narcissistic even when he was calling me, because he sent a text that said, I don't know, I'm not going to listen to that long text. I don't have time to listen to that. What did you say? And I didn't respond. I just let him, and then because I didn't respond, that's when he started ringing my phone. He didn't know what I was doing. He started getting scared, because see, they get once they realize they doing wrong, they've done you wrong, and you're not there as a response like you usually are. Oh, they hate that. Then they mind go crazy. Hey, what you doing? Which I wasn't doing nothing but minding my business and talking to my best friend about you, right? But nonetheless, it didn't matter anyway. And so when I got home, and I guess when I got home, and I called him back or whatever, and I told him about himself, and I was like, and he did tell me he finally listened to it, because he was calling me, and I ain't answered, so he finally did go ahead and listen to, and he apologized and whatever. He was like, he was sorry, and and I jumped on the plane the next week and went to go see him. But anyway, for that episode, stay tuned. Okay. If you are not a subscriber, again, I would encourage you to subscribe, like and share. And if you can relate to anything that I have said in this episode, drop me a line in the comments and let me know. Drop us a line. I should start saying drop us a line, because people receive when they can relate. You got any? And I know you do. I know, because I've heard some more. There's been some other ladies that had and it don't have to be Jamaica, but have had stories with these island men. Drop a line for me in the comments if you don't mind. Let me know. Or maybe I might just have you on as a guest on the podcast one day. That would be cool. Because people receive when they can relate. And that's it. I'm thinking about it now, but I don't always remember. This is a ministry, but when I remember, I'll go ahead and say it. If you are led to give, please be led by God and give. If you are not led by God to give, then don't give. Okay? And that's it. I love you, but know that God loves you so much more. I'll see you on the next episode. Bye.